Right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby. And shock and horror, in case you haven't noticed, this is not Lacanyo. Couple of giveaways there. The fact that I'm wearing a Forever Sports jacket, the fact that I'm a fly half, not a prop. But apart from that, really, we could be the same person. But it will be me. It'll be me, myself, and I. Steve will be with you for the next couple of hours for the Cheetahs versus the Sharks game down there in Devon. But yeah, it was supposed to be Lacanyo. Unfortunately, he was unavailable, so I will be stepping in and keeping you guys company for the next couple of hours. It does, however, mean that I won't be able to do the Western Province versus Pumas game. Unfortunately, and this really, really is the worst part about things, I do have a bit of a life, and I've got a couple of things I need to do today ahead of the week. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do that game later, but we will be live, keeping you company for this game over the next couple of hours. A very interesting game it should be. And as a Lions fan, I mean, my interest in the Currie Cup, it dwindles as we dwindle, and we continue to dwindle into the abyss of a team that used to be pretty good and is currently not. But anyway, we will be watching this game, and so in theory, I'll probably be backing a Sharks win more than anything else, because if the Lions have any chance of ever making a semi-final, which is not looking good, they need a lot of results to go their way. So we kind of need the Sharks and the Bulls to just beat everybody, and everybody else to like draw and lose and not, I don't know, get bonus points and stuff like that. Because we're currently sitting in 5th place with 24 points, tied with the Pumas. So we need the problem is the West Province versus Pumas. If one of them wins, they overtake us. So it's just not gone well as a Lions fan. But enough about me, more about what we're watching today, and that is the Cheetahs versus the Sharks. We'll go through the lines in just a minute. I'm busy just trying to find them so I can show them to you on the screen. But now let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are backing. Let me get a poll going in the comments, shall we? Create a poll. Who will win today's clash? We will be live tonight, though, for our no, man, you idiot. Sorry, I'm going to retract that. YouTube, just can you cooperate with me for once? For flipping once, can you just do me a favor and just don't be stupid and just cooperate and you see, it's started again. I'm busy asking like polls with no text whatsoever. Right, let's try this again, shall we? Who will win? Oh, living me, could you just stop doing this? I'm having a disaster here, an absolute disaster. Well, the production's gone to Sigma Lions levels. It can't get any worse. Let me get some sound so I can hear what our commentators have to say. Not that our commentators are much use these days, after we had to sit there like trying to like dig up the Rugby Championship rules yesterday with the commentators saying that the Springboks hadn't got a bonus point and we had a bonus point. So third time's the charm. Who will win today? Sharks or Cheetahs? Ask your community. Hello, community. You are the community. Right, I think we finally managed to get that poll right. I don't want us to be too soon, but Tia May is currently leading a side out, a very, very much rotated Cheetah side, and a pretty expected Shark side, I suppose. A couple of players that weren't going to play on Wednesday. A couple of players, most of the players that were going to play though. So if we have a look at the teams for the day, give me 2 seconds and I can put them on the screen. We're actually have to go. We're only running a bit late here, people, but. So we might have to sort of talk about the teams as we kind of get underway here down in Durban. But I'm hoping you can bear with me. I mean, you guys have been bearing with me for about almost a year now. So we'll just continue with the bearing, shall we? But in the comments, IMC, the Rendell plays this year, obviously going for the Sharks. That's for the fun, it's Sharks. Hans Osterloo is going Sharks as well. Gabriel Smith, the Cheetahs fan. Craig Morganhausen, how are you guys? How are we feeling after last night? I'm actually going to talk a bit about the reaction from last night in my live show later. Stuart Berry's already getting ready to think. I mean, can you guys just can I just phone Stuart Berry and say, can you guys just, just settle down for a couple minutes so I can get myself sorted. But don't think that. I think it's probably a bit of a push. And so we're going to have Stuart Berry getting us underway. I can't find the Cheetah side. Right, well, the timer is on. Clayton Blommetjies has got ball in hand. So we are underway down in Durban, and it's an early touch of the ball for Marius Lowe, who's back in the lineup. I can show you the Sharks lineup, and then I'll have to sort of just read you the Cheetahs lineup because I'm struggling to sort of get that sorted on screen. But Dylan Richardson with an early carry there. Cameron Wright, who's come into the side. Fine touch. No, man, I need to find touch so you can give me a couple of minutes to go through the team. So Clayton Blommetjies underneath it. Stepping away from Yao Penkley. He's come into the starting lineup. Wasn't supposed to start, so that's already a bit of a team change. So maybe I'll just read the sides. I won't actually show them to you because I think they have changed a little bit since they were announced. Bit of a counter-attack there from the Sharks, and they forced a turnover. Right, so we're going to talk. Let's just go through the teams and see where we're at and who's playing and what we can expect. No, that's the wrong. Super Sport. Right, Sharks versus the Cheetahs. That's who we are on about. Right, so the Sharks today are Kwezimana, Kieran van Vuuren, Lawrence Arjansa, Leroux Roots, Emil van Heerden, Dylan Richardson, Temelani Boli, Henko Venter, will captain the side, Cameron Wright, Henry Butter Chamberlain, as most people know him, Takia Abrahams, Yao Penkley, Marius Lowe, Jeremy Ward, Anthony Volmink, Dan Juster, Ntutuko Mkunu, Vian Herbst, Jean-Ray Labaskakni, James Venter, Grant Williams, Lana Cornier, and Murray Costa. As we have a reset scrum, appreciate you guys giving me a chance to talk you through the lineups. For the Cheetahs, Alulu to Sakweni will start at Lucid, Vilma Alnaldi, Conrad van Vuuren completes the front row. We then got Renier for Yun, Victor Sekete, and Decent Sila comes into the starting lineup. Jot Pohita, a start for Matlani Mosi, Tian Mayer, Brandon Thompson is the halfback combination, Malcolm Yard, Craig Barry, the two wings, Chris Smith and Ibadi Boshev are the two centers. Clayton Blommetjies starts at fullback, and the bench for the Cheetahs is Louis van der Westhuizen and Cameron Dawson, Henkes van Beek, Randy Bernardo, Junior Pokamela, Brandon de Kock on debut, Renner Fortain, and Robert Ibbotson is back. It's an early shove there from the Sharks. It is their put in, but I think it's been turned over here by the Cheetahs. No, Temelani Boli seems to have the ball in hand and is available for Cameron Wright. He goes back to Volmink, who goes back to Butter Chamberlain, who's got a bit of space behind Clayton Blommetjies, who tracks back well. So it's Craig Barry that tracks back well. Malcolm Yar, actually. Right, now Clayton Blommetjies returns the favour, going straight down the field towards Butter Chamberlain. Right, up he goes. Clayton Blommetjies underneath it, but of time gets away from Volmink. Waiting for a bit of support. And I don't know, somebody needs to tell. Who's that? Is that Sekiketi, who's just the wrong way in the ruck? So they turned it over, have the Sharks. Marius Lowe carrying up. They've got an advantage as well. It's got a bit of space as Marius Lowe can't get the offload away. And it's a penalty to the Sharks. That was very strange. I don't know who it was at the ruck there. That was literally just sort of, he literally was facing the wrong way. It was almost like he was a Sharks player at the breakdown there. It was a bit of a strange moment. Okay, they're going to go over the touch out of the Sharks, which gives me a time to talk about our sponsor, who today is Manscaped. Manscaped is the #1 brand for below-the-waist grooming. They've got the right tools for your family jewels and have recently launched in South Africa. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code FOREVER at manscaped.com. You can get yourself your hands on the latest Lawnmower 4.0, by the way. 3 versions of these to get to this perfection. A couple of features like travel lock, a little LED light, skin-safe technology, as well as waterproof, so you can make shower time the best time of the day. Go and check out manscaped.com, and you can get a 20% discount as well as free shipping anywhere in the world with the code FOREVER. And the Sharks have made a bit of a hash of that, and they've conceded a scrum. They're going to go for the line. But not a good kick from Little Chamberlain, which means you'll resume with a scrum to the Cheetahs. So a bit of a messy start early on. Nick, nice and sleazy says, watching from Wales. Hello, hello. Where are you from? Who is your team? From Johannesburg, and therefore the team is the Sigma Lions. Short-term penalty there, or free kick for the Cheetahs. They're taking it quickly and find a bit of space, and that will run and sit up for Anthony Folming, who's tracking back, but now decides to go himself. He's very isolated, so he needs a bit of support. It does come in the form of Jeremy Ward. The Sharks have managed to maintain possession on the far right hand of the field inside the 22. Right, Cameron Wright back to Buddha Chamberlain, who will probably try and find some touch finder. He does find touch. That's a decent touch finder in and around the halfway line. It's a nice bit of exit play from the Sharks. So line win there for the Cheetahs there. Nice big hit on Tembolani Bully there and on Kate Barry. And the Sharks come through, but the Cheetahs have managed to retain possession. So she's on the front foot here on the halfway line. Oh, it's a big hit on Aluto Zakweni. Mayor captaining the side today at scrum half. They're going wide to the Cheetahs. It's a good read from Yao Penkley. He gets the ball away from Malcolm Yao. Malcolm Yao almost... Oh, that's a brilliant little pass at the back. And they're going, the Cheetahs, they're going inside ball. Tian Man needs a bit of support. He slips. Gets the ball up. Oh, Clayton Blomicki support play. Oh! I'm slightly aroused, to be honest. That might be one of the best tries I've ever seen. I mean, the passes were phenomenal. The Cheetahs are over. That's some rugby right there. Japers, me. Ivadi Borshov is the man who scores. But I mean, the offloads, I didn't even know where they were coming from. They just sort of seemed, people just were appearing out of nowhere. Offloads just from, Clayton Blomicki gets the one away from Malcolm Yard. Inside, boom, here he's going. Cheeseman around the back pass there to Ivadi Borshov. Gets away from support. Chicken wing into Tian Mayer. Tian Mayer pops up a Clayton Blomicki's. Blomicki's almost gets away, back inside over the top, little Kobe moment. And it's Ivadi Borshov, who is the man over. That's a sensational try. Is that coffee? It's actually hot chocolate. It's flipping cold in Joburg. I actually don't drink coffee. I actually don't really drink any hot drinks. It's just when it's really cold, I'll have a young hot chocolate. So yeah, it's. I don't know why. It's never really got into coffee or tea, in fact. That's a fantastic kick from Brandon Thompson. Well, 7-0 are the visitors up. Right, so the Sharks with the restart going towards the left. Clayton Blomicki's underneath it. Gives it to Andisa Nsilo, who's back on the side. Good to see him. It's a big hit on him from Kwezimona. But the Cheetahs regaining possession from the kickoff, which is the most important thing. Now Tian Mayer, the captain for the day, will go back to Brandon Thompson, who's in the pocket, I am sure. Now he's going to go for the box kick. And it will find touch about the halfway line. It's about 10 meters, in fact. It's a very nice exit. I love a good exit play. I think it's the simplest thing in the world to do. And yet, if done correctly, it's very important. Hans Oshlu says, I'm in Virginia Free State. It's cold and raining. Yeah, it's just we've got this miserable August or winds at the moment down here in Joburg, which I'm not a fan of. That's a really nice line win there from the Cheetahs. So it's a line loss from the Sharks. Now what are they going to do from distant? Spit goes to Adi Borshov. The ball comes free. I don't know if it's been knocked on. It's been picked up by Jeremy Ward. I think it was actually a knock on in the tackle by the Sharks. So I think we'll resume with a scrum towards the Cheetahs. It's a really good competition at the line. They're nice line out steal. Yeah, I think because of Yapenkle going forward, so it'll probably be a put into the scrum from the Cheetahs. Tian May has got his mitts on the ball, so we're gonna have a Cheetahs scrum just ahead of their 22 on the left-hand side of the park. That is Kings Park that we are playing in. Decent scrum there. Brandon Thompson pumps it downfield. Yeah, very nice balance. That's a fantastic kick from Brandon Thompson. Nobody at home from the Sharks, and he's found touch inside the 22, so that's the perfect kick from the fly half. Bit strange there was nobody back there. So a bit poor from the Sharks, maybe positioning wise. I mean, if that was in the Rugby Championship, it would be a Cheetahs put into the lineout with that 50-22 rule. But it is not. It is the Currie Cup, so it will be a Sharks lineout. But the Cheetahs did win the last lineout, so they'll back themselves to maybe still be able to compete for this. There we go. It's a very good loading more here from the Sharks. They've got themselves out to 22. Kieran van Furing is controlling things at the back. Yes, the Breeze, that's the Cheetah score. Yes, they're 7-0 up, so you can't get to 7-0 up unless you have scored. So, yes. Oh, Cameron Wright's gone on a bit of a break himself. Surging through the middle. He's got support on either side. And he chose the impossible pass. Tucker Abrams gone to hand. He's got the pace. He's got the pace. He's got the pace. Well, there we go. The Sharks head back. Interesting decision for Cameron Wright to go off to sort of throw the long pass towards the left there. He had options on his right and left, sort of immediate options, but he saw that Tucker Abrams was hugging the touchline. He had the pace all the way. Good finish from him. And the Sharks have hit back in the 11th minute. Far too easy. Cameron Wright standing in the dummy, going down the middle. He had Butcher Chamberlain with him, as well as I think it was Maurice Lowe, but he throws the long pass out to Tucker Abrams, and no one is fast enough to get him. Puts in the dive. Ooh, his foot almost actually went into touch there. So that's a good start for them. That's a much better from the Sharks. And once again, the lack of sort of defense in the Currie Cup, it's kind of become optional, hasn't it? It's do you want to defend today? Nah, it's fine. We'll just have another 80-point encounter. I mean, we saw a 70-odd point encounter yesterday. I didn't actually get to watch the match between the Sharks between the Lions and the Bulls. I was busy watching Manchester United because my Sigma Lions were having a bit of an affair at the moment. Not a happy marriage. Right, so can Butcher Chamberlain go down the middle there? He cannot, so the Cheetahs will retain the lead. The Bulls looked dangerous yesterday with Smith at 10 and Kussen at 15 in the second half. I think that's probably the easiest way to get all those players in, is to have Morning State at 10, Kussen at 15. You can then have Lionel and Harold Forster as a centre pairing, or Cornel Hendricks. You obviously got Cornbury and stuff like that you could bring in as well. So I'm interested to sort of see what they do when Morning State returns to the Bulls with Jan Kussen, whether they're going to stick him at 10 or move him at 15. Henk Fenta underneath the restart there. I feel the Cheetahs are trying to make a statement about being dropped from the URC, in my opinion. Well, they can try. It's too late now. I'm interested to see where they go, though. We need to try and sort that situation out. Well, it's really well won by Benkley in the air, but it's been won back from the Cheetahs after the kick ahead. It's a knock on there from Jeremy Ward. So the Cheetahs have still got possession, and decent see they're very upright there in this carry there. Good handling there. A couple of short passes. Yeah, now Brandon Thompson goes himself. It's a bit messy at the moment. Not much structure to the game. And a penalty to the Cheetahs. Decision time now. Will they go for the line? Will they go for the 3 points? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Right, so they've gone to the corner, have the Cheetahs, and they have to really. I mean, they're sitting here at the moment in the Currie Cup, and this is what I talk about if they are going to make a statement. They're sitting here at last with 8 games, 2 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. So it hasn't gone particularly well for the Cheetahs. If they lose today, and they don't get a point out of it, they'll be sitting on 19 points after 9 matches. So for all that the British, the Lions, Sigma Lions are having a terrible tournament, they're on 24 points after 10 matches. If they'd just gone for the flippin' win on Wednesday, they could have won 26. But I digress. So the Cheetahs have to make a statement. If they're going to make a statement, it has to be today. It's a solid win by Sekekete. Big counter shove now from the Sharks on the far right-hand corner of the Kings Park. Trying to break down the right of the Cheetahs. They're still going. The ball pops up for Brandon Thompson. It's not a good ball from him. Does well to just sort of slow things up and allow a bit of support to arrive. I think that's a drive on Sakweni. That's a big carry from Japokita, as you would imagine from the unit. Mayor going back towards the right. Clayton Blomikis skips a couple of players. Goes to Mahlani Mosi, getting a rare start today. Ooh, it's almost a really good line there. From Fury, they're trying to sort of sneak in between the couple of players there. Solid defense so far from the Sharks, but the Cheetahs are asking questions. It's not a great pass to Smith. Slow ball here for Tion Messi has popped up for Desensila, who spins away from one. So not getting a lot of momentum here are the Cheetahs, but going through the phases. This will be their 9th phase now. As they go, oh, and he's dropped it forward. I think it's Vilma Alnardi who's dropped it forward. So turnover ball from the Sharks. Now what are they going to do with it? Looking to keep it in hand at this stage. They brought down Cameron Wright. Goes to Buddha Chamberlain, who then says, now we'll go to the boot. And he finds touch right towards the touchline. It's a nice touch find. A good defense there from the Sharks. And a chance kind of begging from the Cheetahs. Right, so the Cheetahs win. The Sharks are out. No, the Sharks are currently sitting second on the top of the log. They've got a 4-point gap between second and third, and a 6-point gap between second and joint fourth, which is the Lions and the Pumas. So they're definitely not out. But I'd like the Sharks to win because I need some more sort of ground. And then I kind of need the Western Province and the Pumas to sort of play out to a draw. Probably a Western Province win would be better than a Pumas win because then they'll go on to, but no bonus points. They can be later. Just talking about trying to get the Lions to the semi-finals here. But yes. Right, we were talking about where we were at with our comments. If the Pumas beat Promise, the Sharks are fine. It's more the Cheetahs. I think the Cheetahs are out there. They don't win today. A couple of contact lenses going in there, so we're going to have to update our time. Right, time is back on after some running repairs. Cheetahs line out. Solid win there from Sekekete. Chris Smith slightly behind him, carrying strong. And it's a penalty conceded there from the Sharks. It's right in front from the Cheetahs. So this could be decision time. I suppose they kind of have to go for the bonus point, but at the same time, the last thing you want to do is lose this game. So still some big decisions to make throughout the game. Another 49 subs, 6K. Hope it's happened soon. Yeah, so if you are watching, you haven't subscribed, please do go and subscribe. We are trying to sort of, it's 50 subs now. It sort of fluctuates a little up and down. We are 50 away from 6,000, which would be really, really cool. And also, there are 2 games left of the tournament. Yeah, there's not a lot of time left, but the Sharks are fine. They're sitting pretty at 30 points. So they will go take the points here with the Cheetahs, by the way. If the Sharks get any points today, they'll more or less be safe in the top 4. The Bulls can pretty much afford to play their second team for the next 2 games, really. Right, straight down the middle. So Cheetahs open up a 5-point lead. A very red eyes today. I don't know why. And it's gone straight out there from Buddha Chamberlain. So from bad to worse from the Sharks, it's not a good moment from him. Very sort of streamlined haircut, but not really working for him as he kicks that straight out. That's a pretty poor error with the kickoff. And all you've done right now is allow the Cheetahs straight back onto the halfway line. And, they can try and win a penalty. They can now kick to the corner. They've got a 5-point gap. So the Sharks need to sort of just tighten up. Discipline becoming a bit of an issue. Bulls saving the top sides for URC. I wouldn't say they've been resting that many players. They rested a lot yesterday, as did the Lions, because of the sort of midweek weekend. In terms of the fixtures, we will have midweek rugby once again next weekend. The scrum here in the middle of the park. Bulls will take on Pumas on Wednesday. I don't see them playing a particularly strong side. Cheetahs versus the Griquas. It's a big game there in the context of the tournament. But Western Province versus Lions is going to be a big game, because that's the last. Could anyways be the last chance for both the sides to try and get themselves to top 4 ahead of that final round. Blommetjies going wide. Cheetahs up towards the 10-meter line, towards the right-hand side of the park. And it's another penalty conceded from the Sharks. So Sharks discipline becoming a major issue. But the Sigma Lions are all but out. They will have to literally go and beat the Western Province with a bonus point, beat the Sharks with a bonus point next week Saturday, and then hope they have the right results. Because we've got midweek rugby, Pumas, Bulls, Cheetahs versus Griquas, Province versus Sigma Lions on Wednesday. I'll be live for the Sigma Lions Province. No, I won't actually. I don't think. So I'll have to try and find someone to do that, because I think I'm working that evening. Cheetahs going to take the points here. Then on the weekend, Pumas versus Cheetahs at 11:45, Sigma Lions versus Sharks at 2:10, and on Sunday, Griquas versus Western Province at 1:30. And then the final round of games will be on the 28th of August. Hans says they had to forfeit a game due to COVID. Do they share points? No. So if they forfeit a game, they forfeit the points, and it's put down as a 4-point victory. So it's a victory, but 0-0. So it doesn't change your points difference. Oh, that's going off to the left. So that's not a good kick from Brandon Thompson. The Sharks get away with that one. So if you forfeit a game, because if you can't field a side, you forfeit a 0-0 loss, which sounds a bit weird, but basically it just means that the opposition gets 4 points, but nothing changes in terms of points difference. The Bulls are already in a home final. Which team will join the Sharks or Pumas, because the others are already out of the tournament? I still got semi and stuff like that. So I don't actually have no idea who we're going to see in the semi-finals. I think the Currie Cup's kind of lost the plot in the last month in terms of just no defense and so many games being cancelled and stuff like that. So it's not been a great tournament. It started off really well and it sort of fizzled out. Inside ball there with the kickoff. The Sharks have regained possession. And fantastic little read there from Victor Sikiketu, who's one possession back from the Cheetahs. Oh, it's a big tackle on TMA from Dylan Richardson, who then TMA dabbed the sort of ball ahead, and Fulmick is cleaning up inside the 22. Pop up there, and the ball's going to go out. Oh, no, it's kept in from Takia Abrahams. Didn't go forward, so the Sharks still have possession. Very, very messy. Cameron Wright asking for a couple of blockers. And Gofeta runs it up. Right, now Cameron Wright will go to the boot. It's contestable, but it's well contested by Craig Barry. Clayton Blommetjies comes away with it, goes inside to Chris Smith. Chris Smith sees a bit of space, which then gets closed out by Timbalani Boli. And it's another penalty on the ground. Boli, the man who's conceded it, and the Sharks' discipline is killing them. Who do you think has been the player of the year in the Currie Cup so far? That's an interesting one. I don't know, actually. I haven't even thought about that. I'm trying to think of who's been really impressive. I think Evan Lewis has had some pretty decent games. Edwin Kate has been very good for the Griquas. Trying to think of the good Bulls players there. They've rotated quite a bit. Jan Goosen's been good in some games, but he also had that shock against the Sharks. So, well, it's maybe been one of the better players. He's actually had a very good campaign, has Goosen. It's just good to see him fit, and I think that's the main thing. He needs to be able to play an extended run of games. Pepsi Buthelezi has been very good in the Sharks have played, but they have hardly played. Who else has been pretty good in the? That's much better from Brandon Thompson, who goes down the middle there. I actually don't know. I don't know who's going to be the player of the season in the Currie Cup. It's also so difficult to remember what was preparation series. I mean, British and Irish Lions. It's been such a sort of a messy and stop-start Curry Cup, it's kind of difficult to sort of remember continuity throughout the tournament. Who do you think will win the Curry Cup? Then we go on to the United Rugby Championship. I think it's got to be the Bulls. They've got the biggest squad. They're playing the best rugby. Apart from that loss against the Sharks, in theory, you got to back them at home. Oh, Leighton Blommetjies has let that ball bounce, and it's been kept inside for the Sharks. So the Sharks, with LaRue Roots, have got the ball back on the front foot in the Cheetahs half, right by 22. Confirm. That's a very nice carry from him. But a penalty advantage against 6Y. That's in Eastern Sile. Timbalani Boli taking it up. Cameron White snipes himself, gets wrapped up. Into the 22 now are the Sharks, but the whistle goes, they'll go back for the penalty. And the Sharks will have now time to just sort of slow things down a little bit, maybe set up a line out and try and sort of hit back themselves. Yeah, I can see Clay Blommetjies just getting that kickoff completely wrong. Where's Vincent at even for Lions, especially for the last 2 games? He's out for a while. You'll only see him for the Rugby Championship. He's done his knee. So I think he was out for 6 to 8 weeks about 2 weeks ago. So got 4 to 6 weeks left. So it's sort of touch and go for beginning of Rugby Championship. So the Sharks have gone for the corner. It's a very good rolling maul. They'll be over. They are over. The Sharks hit back. It's a good driving maul. The Sharks haven't had much opportunity with the ball in hand. The first thing they do is they take a very big driving maul and they go straight over the top. So it's a good maul. Have been all the defending today have the Sharks, and the discipline was really poor inside their own half. But the first time they've had an opportunity to try and get something going, and it's Kieran Van Vuuren operating really well at the back of the scrum to control the maul and then go over himself. Which SA team do you hate the most? I don't know, actually. I mean, rivalries-wise, obviously the Lions have got a big rivalry with the Bulls. I've always been frustrated at the amount of people in Joburg who support the Sharks. So there's a bit of a resentment towards them. I've never liked the Western Province as a side. So I'd probably say the Bulls, just in terms of the Yuxke derby and the rivalry and stuff like that growing up. So I'd probably say they're my least favorite side. I'm probably learning to like the Sharks more because I think that they are developing such a cool brand and I can appreciate it. And the Western Province has just been such a nebulous team for me. I've never really felt much towards them, never really liked them, never really disliked them. I mean, hate's a strong word. I wouldn't say I hate any team, but I think one I dislike the most, probably the Bulls. In terms of the teams I would support last, I think the Bulls would be the last team I would support. So that answers that question. What do you think of Jan Hendrik West at hooker? I thought he did well yesterday. I didn't watch I missed the game yesterday, and they've got strange touch. They have the Cheetahs, so this is getting very, very messy. So I need to watch the full game back and check out what's going on and what's cooking. He's a monster of a human being. So I think hooker's probably the right sort of position. I think his scrummaging wasn't very good. So I mean, it's interesting because he's versatile. He played a lot at 8 school. Jake White reckons he's future Bok material, but we then saw that he can't scrum. So I think the fact that they're going to convert to a hooker is probably the right move. It's just what comes down to a set piece, I suppose. If he can get his line-up throwing and his scrummaging right, he's a very good player in the loose. So it's good to see that he had a good game yesterday. Matthew Dixon says, why can't we have a Curry Cup tournament with all 14 teams playing each other home and away? URC second string teams. Imagine Sharks playing Curry Cup, URC, and Champions Cup could have playing minimum 30 matches. So solid scrum win there from the Sharks. Chamberlain has just tipped it over the top, but it will stay inside for Clayton Blommetjies. He goes inside to Chris Smith, who then goes to and Malcolm Yard's been wrapped up by Al Penkler. So the Cheetahs under pressure right on their 5 meter. And Mantila has knocked it out and trying to use that. So that's not a good call there from Clayton Blommetjies. So I'm just trying to see all 14 teams playing against each other home and away. URC strict string teams. So what you're saying is that bring in the first division sides and play the Currie Cup at the same time as the URC. So like the Lions and the Lions Sharks Bulls thing will be fielding two sides. The problem is, I think that we need to kind of make the Currie Cup mean something. And I think if you've got your reserves playing, does it really mean much? So, I mean, it's the oldest tournament in the world. And we've been talking about the fact that it doesn't mean much to everybody. So I think that's probably my only sort of issue with that. I think the concept is nice to have all these other players playing and stuff like that, but to not have the Currie Cup meaning much, being a bit of a reserve tournament, is a bit sad. So I think maybe if we can bring in another competition, I'm all for it. Like a Vodacom Cup, where we can involve our sides. I'm all for that kind of thing. So I think we do need to see more rugby and stuff like that. So and a 20. Henko Venta's burst out the back. Well, as I said, we know that this is the rule. Currie Cup defense is very, very, very much optional at the moment. Because Henko Venta has just jumped off the back of the scrum and just basically walked over, and the Cheetahs pretty much said, "Come on, let's go, in here. This is where it is. There we go. Here we go. You can place it. Thank you very much. Cheers for coming." Defense in the Currie Cup has become so poor at the moment. I'm very nervous of what we're going to see in the World Rugby Championship because this is so easy from Henko Venta. It's weird that no SA team has ever won the Super Rugby Trophy except the Bulls. Well, I think Transvaal won it, didn't they? All those years ago. I think it was like the Super 10 back then. But look, the Lions, we had three opportunities to do it, and I don't know how we didn't do it. Look, I mean, you do sort of wonder what would happen if we hadn't had that red card that season. We were just unbelievably good and had the home final. But, we've always sort of been close, but no cigar, haven't we? If Lambie was still playing, it would have been between him and Alton or Galant on his place in the Rugby World Championship 2019. Lambie could cover 10, 12, and 15 plus. He has a good kicking record. Who's in and out? It's a good conversion there from Chamberlain. So the Sharks now establishing a 6-point lead. Yeah, Lambie probably would have been part of the box, but at the end of the day, just the concussion, you just sort of never seem to be ready for international rugby. It's a pity. You never want to see that. Where the New Zealand teams has won it 18 times, Australia 4 times. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the issue was with our Super Rugby. And it's weird that a team that's been so good internationally in terms of being able to win finals and stuff like that, we just couldn't do it at Super Rugby level. They've gone deep here at the Cheetahs. It's a solid take from the kickoff from the Sharks. Lomiki's under the hard ball there. Craig Barry trying to get them under pressure, but it's a very good defensive line from the Sharks, who are keeping the Cheetahs inside their own territory. And it's a turnover here from the Sharks. So the Sharks got possession inside the Cheetahs territory, going out wide, running the hands. Volmink delaying the pass and then giving it straight to Veradi Boshoff. It's a pretty poor pass there from Volmink. The Cheetahs have turned, obviously, from that interceptor turn on. Matlali Morsi is jumping in here. Cheetahs struggling to find their way outside of their own half. And ball is out. It's been turned over again from the Sharks. Alpenkle tries to kick it chase, but smacked down from Clayton Blomikis. It's a charge down, so it's not forward. And Nabuta Chamberlain's having to clean things up. And they're trying to bundle him towards touch, but Tlali Morsi goes through. And it's knocked on and trying to win it back. So, yeah, desperate. A bit of a sloppy half at the moment. Not been particularly good. Sean Farrell says, for me, the size defense need to get better in the URC. Leinster really get let scores in and are good at building phases and always have more than one plan. Look, it's going to be interesting because, look, if there's one thing you can say that the SA sides seem to know how to score tries, it's also just we just don't know how to sort of defend. So I'm very interested to sort of see what we're going to see in the URC. Is, are we going to struggle to score tries and not struggle to concede them? Or maybe we'll be seeing more things. Maybe there is just a lot of potential try scorers in the place. We just don't know how to defend. So I think it can go both ways. I don't think it's going to be particularly pretty in the URC later. I think our defense is horrible. Why do you think East London doesn't have much of a rugby presence, or at least they don't very well? Seems like a pretty big market because of administration. Border administration is horrendous. They're bankrupt. They were in business rescue. They've been through all the same as Eastern Province. Boardroom politics, just ruining a really, really rugby-rich area because there's so much talent in the Eastern Cape. You look at the box, and there's so much talent, but just the administration are horrendous. Is horrendous. So Lana win there from the Cheetahs on the 22 off the back of the penalty there. Brandon Thompson going himself. Didn't have much on there from him. Tian Meyer, quick ball to Jacques Porchita. It's a big hit on him. From Kieran from Furen. Now going over the top. Malcolm Yar gets bundled into touch. Yeah, it wasn't a great. But we'll go back for the penalty advantage. Could you see a comp like the Sevens Premier League coming back with Sorry and Super Sport support? Could be like India IPL, 8 rounds, 12 weeks, international 7 stars. Could then get them. That's a nice idea. We need to see more sevens apart from just the actual blitz box. I'd like to see a bit of a competition coming in, whether you do a bit of an all-star thing or you just do a more sort of provincial thing, but sort of show it. It'll be quite a cool idea. I think we do need to see some more sevens. We probably don't give our sevens enough attention. But we've got gold medals that we're not winning. We've got championships we're not winning. There's a Sevens World Cup now as well. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. I'm all for it. Run up to the 5 meter to the Cheetahs. Another line of win there by Beta Sekete. Now the Cheetahs trying to get a rolling more of their own. It's at the back there from Vilma Arnoldi. He's been told to use it. Has to use it pretty sloppily. So Tia Mayer goes to Chris Smith, who runs quite a direct line and then pops it up into no one. And it's been kicked behind by the Sharks. So the Cheetahs offload game, which is often what creates a lot of tries, kind of been in the detriment at the moment. A couple of players combining. Tian Mayer needs a bit of help there. Gets the offload away, but it's knocked on again. Once again, another offload that's just not on. So the Cheetahs probably need to keep ball in hand a little bit more. They're very good at having an offload game, but just using it a little bit too much and a couple of unnecessary knock-ons and mistakes creeping into the side. What matches are you more looking forward to in the URC? Obviously, sort of, like a Leinster Bulls would be quite a big game. Keen to see Munster. Keen to see what Benton can do with Apollo got busy. I think that's a big loss to get to them. As a Lions fan, I'm quite keen to play against Glasgow and Edinburgh and play against Jakob van der Walt. I'm just keen to see it get going, and I'm a bit worried about the fact that we can't travel and whether we'll actually be able to see these games going ahead. But I'm very excited for all the games. I'm very excited to see players traveling around the world, different conditions, different players, and just seeing us not have to play against each other every single week. Learning some new faces. Good pressure there from Tiame at the back of the scrum on Cameron Wright. Oh, and it's been spilled forward by Marius Lowe. So it'll be a scrum to the Cheetahs right inside the 22 of the Sharks. That's really, really poor from Marius Lowe. How does the United Rugby Championship trophy look like? I don't think that they've released the image yet of it. I could be wrong. So if you've seen an image around it floating around, let me know. But as far as I know, they haven't actually revealed what the trophy looks like. I'm keen though because their brand has been so cool. So I reckon they could nail that trophy. Right, so with 3 minutes left to go in the first half, the Cheetahs have got a scrum inside the Sharks 22 in the middle of the park. So it's a very nice attacking opportunity. It was good pressure from the scrum from Tian Mayer and a couple of poor passes, but then Marius Lowe, no excuse to just not take that to hand and just spills it forward really, really unnecessarily. That's a big effort there for the Sharks, but there's a penalty advantage to the Sharks. I mean, to what are they? The Cheetahs. But slightly Morsi bursts out the back door. It's a solid run from him. Tian Mayer going out wide. Borshov almost gets there. He's just a few meters short, up to the 2 meters before the try line. Ball to Victor Sekakete. Big hit on him from Temelani Boli. Another penalty advantage here for the Cheetahs. You've got to think that they must score. He goes back down the blind side. Brandon Thompson. The hands, and Craig Barry is over in the corner, and the Cheetahs hit back with 1.5 minutes to go. I think it's been awarded. It has been awarded, so it's a 1-point game. Good decision to go back towards the right. They had the numbers. Joe Porky good quick hands, and then Craig Barry dive towards the corner there, and Cameron Wright getting there too late. No issues there. The Cheetahs hit back, and what's been quite a messy half. We'll probably be going into halftime with a 1-point advantage, either for or against the Cheetahs. Right up against the touchline from Brandon Thompson, and he has missed out. So the Sharks continue their 1-point lead with 15 seconds left on the board. So literally, the last play of the game of the half will follow up from the kickoff. Sure, I think if they could get the balls to Italy, they would find a way to get S teams to travel. I think from the sounds of it, could be at neutral venues, which I suppose better than nothing. Hans says Internet's up to Megas. Last score I saw was 10-5, now 19-13. It's changing a lot. The Hooter and Clayton Blommick just dabbed into touch. So halftime down in Durban. It's 19 points to 18 after the first half. The tries that were conceded, I mean, I think it was a fantastic try scored by the Cheetahs early on, but after that, that's pretty poor, to be honest. It was only more from the Sharks, but Henko Fenter went over without being touched. It wasn't particularly difficult for Craig Barry to score it on the right-hand side. The boot of Brandon Thompson has been all right, a bit shaky at times, but all right. And, it's a 1-point game, so it could go either way. We'll be back for the second half and take a bit of a break. Honey now says, feel like our SATs forgot what it feels like playing against really good and tough opponents like New Zealand and Australia, like Crusaders, Chiefs, Brumbies. We just haven't played anybody different, and I think that's going to be so nice to be able to every week have to prepare for a different opposition, for different tactics, different conditions. We're going to learn a lot. I don't think we're going to do very well in the first edition of the United Rugby Championship, but I think it's probably inevitable. I think that we need to be patient and then judge on how we go next season, which is a bit of a strange mentality to go into the tournament with, but I think it's probably just the reality of the times we live in. I'll be back very, very soon, so don't go away. Smash like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're sort of chasing down 6,000 subscribers. So if you can do your part, I'd really appreciate that. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I was on mute there. So the halftime score at Kings Park is 19 points to 18 in favor of the Sharks up against the Cheetahs. Busy waiting for the Cheetahs to take the field. It's been a bit of a messy game. I think there's been some nice moments, but genuinely, once again, defenses haven't been phenomenal. And I think this is going to be a bit of an issue when it comes to Rugby Championship to see how we can get these sort of defenses operating a little bit better. Because we can't afford to just, concede points for fun when playing against some of the best sides in the world. The Breeze says the Sharks win my 15 plus point. Is my bet safe or not? I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's not likely. I think that the Cheetahs do look vulnerable, but I also think that the Sharks look more vulnerable as well. So the Sharks sort out their defense. I think that they've got 15 points in them to score this half. It's whether they can stop themselves from conceding. There is a substitution for the Sharks. Björn Herbst is on for Laureus Arjansa. Has made the trip down from the Lions. And Buddha Chamberlain will get things back underway for the second half. The Sharks playing right to left. And he goes right to the edge of the 22. And it's a fantastic take for Eunice, the man there who's taken that. Really good up the air there. Tiamer now taking a bit of time to get some players up. And it's Aluto Sakweni who knocks it up. But John, let me know who you think is going to win by the end of the game. It's a 1-point game, so it could go either way. The Cheetahs scoring just before half time. And it's a penalty conceded there from Louis Roots for putting the man into the ruck. So that's a pretty poor penalty to concede. So this has been the problem with the Sharks. It's just the discipline today has been really, really poor. It's what allowed the Cheetahs to come back. They've knocked a couple of penalties over. And Clayton Blomikis has found touch just before halfway line. So the Cheetahs will start the half with a line out right up towards the halfway line after a very, very amateur penalty conceded by Louis Roots. Sideline one there. I think it's again Victor Sekete and Decent Sile. So it's Matlali Mosi getting away from one, getting away from another. Going towards the left-hand side once again. Clayton Blomikis bringing in Vardy Boshoff. It's a big tackle on him from Jeremy Ward. Right, now Tiamer goes to the boot, kicking it deep towards the touchline. Plenty of time for Fulming to go inside Thacker Abrahams, who then sees a bit of space down the middle. He's brought down. Cameron Wright going to Mia van Heerden to bring in Dylan Richardson. Not the best pop pass, but it's well handled by Richardson. He's still going. It's a nice leg drive, helped up by van Heerden. Quick ball from Cameron Wright. Chamberlain goes to Roots, who steps inside. Still a big side leg drive from him. And it's an advantage for a high tackle. Oh, and it's been spilled forward by Kwesi Mono. So we will have the penalty there. The tackle, I think it was on Little Richardson, actually. It's against Jacques Pochita. Time off. So we're going to have a look at this. Well, Jacques Pochita is going to be having... we're a bit nervous here. They're going to have a look here. They've called time off, and Stuart Berry wants to have a look at potential foul play for this tackle. So just when you thought we weren't going to have a yellow card during this game, well... Right, so let's see. So, oh yeah, cheers. Shoulder straight to the head. Jacques Pochita's gone. He's gone. That's not a good tackle at all. It's not a good tackle at all. So Dylan Smith sees fine, but Jacques Pochita comes in and stands up, and it's smacked Dylan Richardson right in the front of the forehead with the shoulder. And I think that will be the end of Jacques Pochita's game. So they've said that it's direct shoulder head contact. They're now talking about degree and force. Right, Jacques Pochita, as I said, his day is gone. Red card for the man, and it's a horrible, horrible start for the Cheetahs. I don't think he can have too many complaints about that, to be honest. It is shoulder, straight to head. He's going up. There is a high degree of force. There's no mitigating factors whatsoever. It's not like Richardson's dipped or been tackled or anything like that. So, of all the red cards, it's a pretty easy one to give because that's where they start. They start a red card and then bring it down. So, there it is. And, well, look, an early let off early on as they don't find touch from the resultant penalty. So, but they kick back to the Sharks. Tucker Abrams going around the outside, gets away from one, gets away from another. Always seems to beat a couple of defenders. Tucker Abrams, nice low center of gravity. Temalani Body carrying it up now against the 14-man Cheetahs side. Buddha Chamberlain going up behind. Jamie Ward goes to... Sorry, it's Maurice Lowe to Jamie Ward. Inside to Cameron Wright. And, well, they're already over. They're already over. This could become a long afternoon for the Cheetahs because that was very, very easy. I talked about the fact that their defense from the Cheetahs has not been particularly good, and that was very, very easy from the Sharks. Very good run initially from Thacker Abrams. And then went out wide. Good line run there from Maurice Lowe. Got away from one defender. See the dummy inside, gets away from one, makes the pop to Jeremy Ward. He sucks in Clayton Blomikeys, then feeds in Cameron Wright. Cameron Wright straight over by the poles. The Sharks are over, and you got to think that the bonus point victory's got to be on here for the Sharks against a 14-man Cheetahs side whose defensive structures weren't looking particularly good with 15 men. So we asked earlier if the 15 by 15 points bet is safe. Well, the Cheetahs would do very, very well to try and stop that because I think this could get a bit ugly if they don't manage to sort of sort their defense out. 26 points to 18 is the score. We are 43 and a half minutes into the second half, so a long time to play left with 14 men. After 20 minutes, the card of play can be replaced. No, so that rule isn't in place down in the Currie Cup. We had that for the Rainbow Cup. We've got that in the in the Rugby Championship, but we don't have that in the Currie Cup. So the Cheetahs will be down to 14 men for the rest of the game. Brief investigations on for the Cheetahs. Ball's taken back there from the Cheetahs, so they can't find touch. By the Sharks. Off the kickoff. Right, and Cheetahs counter-attacking here on the kick there. It was a bit messy, but Craig Barry as well to go down the left-hand side. Malcolm Yard comes into scrum up as rush defense from the Sharks, and the ball's been made free. And Marius Lowe has jumped on it, but there was an advantage being made, so we'll go back for that. How is Everson playing? Well, he hasn't come back. He hasn't come on yet. It was Chris Smith and Ivali Boshoff who started the game. So we haven't seen Robin Everson just yet, but I'm interested to see how he'll go later on. So we'll have a scrum here. It will be a Cheetahs put in. I think it was Dylan Richardson, the man who knocked it on and trying to make the tackle. The rush defense there from the Sharks working quite well. It's a big scrum there from the Sharks. Big scrum from the Sharks against the Cheetahs. Penalty advantage, I think, for the Cheetahs, though, as McClellan Mossy breaks away from it. Counter comes in from the Sharks. The Cheetahs under a lot of pressure at the breakdown. And they'll go back for the penalty there. I think the turnovers were right there from the Sharks to counteract, but there was a penalty advantage being played from the scrum. It was a huge scrum from the Sharks. But the Cheetahs getting the penalty from it. Decision time. Do they kick for the line and try and go for the try? Do they just try and sort of stay in it? I think they're going to go for the poles here, the Cheetahs. Probably the right decision. They can kick themselves within sort of a touching distance and then have the kickoff receive. Right, so Brandon Thompson, he's got 3 from 5 so far today. One poor miss, but there's a couple of nice kicks as well. So just sort of let the clock tick down a little bit, try and get some points on the board here from the Cheetahs. They've got a long half ahead, dealing with 14 men. But it's a solid looking kick. They go straight down the middle from Brandon Thompson. So the Cheetahs get their first points off the board for the second half, 26 points to 21, with 33 minutes left to play. So Buddha Chamberlain goes towards the left, straight down the throat of Clayton Blommerkeys. And Tiamea says, thank you very much. We'll go find a touch finder there. Game management becomes so important here from the Cheetahs. If they want to try and get anything out of this game, if they want to try and stay in this game, they've got to make sure they play a very, very intelligent territory game and try and get to the Sharks' half, slow the game down, just stay in it, try and milk a few penalties, try and get a couple of 3-pointers, try and see if we can stay within touching reach. And if you can try and have a decent passage of play, then the better. But they also can't defend, with 14 men for the next 32 minutes. It's going to be a long, long day for them. Kevin Fury going to the back. It's a bit of a messy line out there. And Louis van der Vestes in the reserve hooker has come away with it. Brandon Thompson a bit messy there. Chris Smith breaks away from it though. He needs a bit of support, gets away from one, decides to hold on to the ball, which is probably the right decision. Quick ball for Tiamea going down the blind side. Bit of an overlap there. Good tackle by Marius Lowe. Now Penkley all over that ball, trying to turn it over, and the Sharks have turned it over. Legally, it's very good work on the ground by the wing there. And a penalty as well for the Cheetahs then going and playing the ball in the rack on the counter, in the resultant rack rather. Taken quickly here from the Sharks, you can see immediately trying to sort of speed up play. Cameron Wright. It's not a great pass to Roots, who drops it, but it wasn't tense, so they'll go back, and I think the Sharks will probably take their time a bit more now and kick towards the corner, try and set up a line out and start sort of making that one-man advantage really start to count. It's a solid kick there, so the Sharks will have a line out just inside the 22. Karen Van Furen's been very solid, pretty well, apart from the last line, has been generally pretty solid with his line out work. So we've got two options. They go to Henker Fenter at the back of the line out, and the number 4 jump, well, 4 line up jumper. It's a very good rolling more. They've got a bit of a run on the Cheetahs have there. Cheetahs pack having to sort of redeploy. It's still going. It's still going. Karen Van Furen controlling it at the back. It's broken off a couple of different phases, but I think it's still in theory the same more. Kevin Van Furen still controlling at the back. Cameron Wright now decides to use it. Goes to Buddha Chamberlain. Buddha Chamberlain. Cross kick for Abrahams. And he can't control it. Can't control it. Bounce wasn't great for him. And the Cheetahs are taking it quickly. They've hammered along the ground there. Yao Peng plays away to the threat and under a bit of pressure. A lot of Cheetahs players in and around him. It's really good work there from the Cheetahs. It's an interesting idea. To Richardson trying to get the Sharks out of trouble. It's a solid carry for him. So the Sharks have got possession back on the halfway line. There's a chance kind of begging. Advantage all offside there from the Cheetahs. So Chamberlain has decided to kick him behind, but they'll go back for the penalty advantage. So discipline not particularly good from the Cheetahs in the latter stages here. Sharks have really got a bonus point try. So, I mean, for them, it's all about just sort of finishing off the game. Come on, Sharks, finish Cheetahs off now, put them to sleep. It's something that the Sharks have actually struggled to do a couple of times, despite getting the advantage, not always being able to make that advantage count. We saw it against the Greek a couple of weeks ago, where they were down to Greek was down to 13 men twice during the game, and the Sharks didn't really sort of manage to put them away. So something that they need to definitely try and work on. But they have gone to the corner again, so they'll have round 2 from the line out. Not hot chocolate anymore. No. This is a bit of my sugar boost here. I'm a bit tired today. It is just Coke though. There's no brand or anything in here. It's a Sunday. Let's not get out of hand here. It would have been a really good try there if the bounce had been a bit more favorable to Doug Abrams. Another line win, so I reckon we're going to see another rolling more. It was a very, very impressive one last time. Once again, it's going towards the right-hand side. Kieran from Fury controlling it well, but they managed to get themselves into the 22. I mean, having something like LaRue Roots in the middle really does help. It's splintered a bit, but it's still going. Cameron Wright uses it, goes towards the blind side, ball over the top to Thake Abrams, and I think it has gone forward. So I think there's a penalty advantage from the maul, so I don't think it really matters. But yeah, the ball over the top from Cameron Wright, just drifting forward. But there was a penalty advantage. So once again, the Sharks will kick to the corner and try and make this, try and make the opportunities count. But the penalty count really starting to now hurt the Cheetahs. Right, so this has been the closest they've been all half with the line out. They've managed to make meters every single maul so far. So you're thinking this is probably the time, but it's been contested by the Cheetahs and won by the Cheetahs. Very, very important win there. I think it was with Lani Morsi. Go back to Brandon Thompson, who will kick them out of danger. So the Sharks will have another go, but this time on the 22, and that's the third line out now that the Sharks have had, attacking line, which they haven't really managed to convert. So still struggling to really sort of apply the squeeze. It's not the best clearance from Brandon Thompson, so they're actually still inside the 22 meters. It's about halfway between the 22 and the 5. Bit of a conference here from Henko Fenter, just telling his people that, come chaps, we actually need to make this count. Couple of subs here for the Cheetahs. Bernardo's on. For Yun. And then Cameron Dawson's on for Sequedi. That's another messy line out there. She's almost winning it back. And Dylan Richardson bursts out the back. So no rolling more this time from the Sharks. Cameron Wright going to LaRue Roots. Puts his head down. Some strong leg drive. Makes him a couple of meters. Lahika Fenta. Strong carry from him as well. Going back towards the left, Dylan Richardson. Decent Sealer all over that ball. Penalty. I think it's a knock-on advantage from Sealer. It's not a penalty. Chrissy Mona, that's not a good pass at all. Okay, so it's a knock-on from the line-out, which I think is against the Cheetahs. So it will be a scrum for the Sharks. So the Sharks really, really struggling to sort of maintain their composure and break this Cheetahs defense down. They'll have a scrum, so it's another attacking opportunity, and the Cheetahs just can't really get themselves out of the 22. But they're hanging on so far and doing really, really well to keep themselves in the fight. Hans also said, I think Cheetahs are going to battle the rest of the game. Pity Yao. I mean, the territory-wise, they've just been pinned back inside their own 22, and it's going to be very, very difficult to try and get themselves out of this. We saw them try with the quick 22 to try and get themselves back towards the Sharks' territory, but it wasn't long before they conceded a penalty, and the Sharks kicked themselves back into Cheetahs' territory. But now we have a scrum. I think this is the first scrum of the half, actually. And it's going to be a reset. We've got Vian Herbst who's on. So I think it's his first scrum as well. We've got Cameron Dawson. Louis van der Westhuizen as well. Please do smash like on the video, by the way. Sitting on 20 likes to see if we can get that up to 30 before the end of the game. Please do subscribe if you are new. We are sort of getting closer to 6,000 subscribers, which is really cool. So we're going to try and keep pushing. The scrum's gone straight down. So it's available for Cameron Wright, who breaks down the left, but Henke Fenter picks up, goes on the right. I was about to say, I don't think he could dummy. So it's a short time. It's a free kick there with Cameron Wright breaking down the left for Henko Fento, then broke down the right. Not allowed to do that, so they conceded a free kick. So that's really, really poor from the Sharks. And the Cheetahs finally get a bit of a reprieve. They can boot themselves towards the other side of the park. It's a really good kick from Clayton Blommetjies. It will be a Sharks put in though, because it's a short time. It's a free kick. And that's just Cameron Wright not understanding the laws at all. So it's on the halfway line. The Sharks being pinned back. Cheetahs doing really, really well to stay in this game. They go back towards the top. It is contested, but it's won by the Sharks. Dylan Richardson once again. It's a very nice break from him. He gets up to the 10-meter, run a really good angle there. Good offload from Chris Smith. Now the ball's been knocked on there from Henko Fento. So the Cheetahs are one possession back on the halfway stage on the left-hand side. Clayton Blommetjies is wrapped up and brought down. Now Cheetahs going wide. Chris Smith going himself, running into a lot of Sharks players. So the Cheetahs being paid back, trying to sort of find the game at the end line advantage there. It's a flat ball. It's been knocked on there from Everardi Boshoff. So it's been turned over to the Sharks. And the whistle comes and will be another scrum. So it's just getting messy at the moment. Very messy since the red card. A couple of very good mauls from the Sharks, but since then haven't really managed to do much. And a really, really poor ball there from Renan Fortuin, who's on the park to his centre. Quite low and knocked on. So it will be another Sharks scrum just outside the 22 on the right-hand side of the park. And we probably just need a little bit more sort of composure, a bit more structure. The game's just become a bit messy and a bit sloppy. Right, so the Sharks are changing their halfback combination. Cameron Wright is off, as well as Butter Chamberlain. So we'll see Lionel Kinnear and Grant Williams on the pitch, who were brilliant against the Bulls. So if they wanted to try and bring two players on who are really, really good form to try and punish the Cheetahs, this is probably the combination that you want. And especially these two who like to inject a lot of pace to the game. Grant Williams is electric from the breakdown. Lionel Kinnear is very inventive, very attacking natured. Grant Williams immediately trying to break on the right. Does lose his footing though, so he gets wrapped up. But it's a penalty conceded for not rolling away there from the Sharks. So once again, discipline from the Cheetahs, just letting them down. Every single time they do something good, they're in a decent position, concede a silly penalty, and Lionel Kinnear will kick to the corner, and Sharks will have attempt about 4,562 to try and score another try. After the red card, they scored immediately, and you sort of thought, well, here we go. And since then, they've made really, really hard work of it, but they've got another chance now to try and get over the white line. Kieran Furen goes to Henko Fento at the back. It's a really good morph so far, getting some good momentum. Shifted off to the left a little bit. So they have to use it. First touch goes to Fulmick there. Fulmick dabs in behind. Abrahams is tearing after Blommetjies, and the ball goes out. I don't know who was the last touch, so where will this be? It'll be a Cheetahs put in. No, I think it's actually a Sharks put into the line-out. So it's right up against the 5-meter line. It's an intelligent kick in behind from Fulmick. Really contestable between Blommetjies and Thake Abrahams. And the last touch is from Blommetjies, so it will be a Sharks put into the line-out. But you can see with a one-man overlap, couple of kicks in behind, trying to use the pace of Thake Abrahams, get in behind the Cheetahs line. It's almost worked twice. And once again, we'll have another set piece from the Sharks right up against the Cheetahs line, where they've pretty much lived the entire 29 minutes of the second half. They go to Bully. Here comes another more. It's peeled off. It's peeled off. It's peeled off. This looks a bit better. And they're over. Well, it's eventually. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying, try again, keep trying. One more try, and they've got their try. As Kieran van Furen, who gets a second on the match, 2 early mauls there from the Sharks, 31 points to 21. They finally get the reward they've been after for the last sort of 15 minutes. And that rolling maul almost was standing, but then started breaking apart, and you could just see so well set up. They had a penalty advantage as well. You got to feel for the Cheetahs because they've defended really well for about 15 minutes, where they've just disrupted the play. They've stopped them from getting over, but it was just kind of becoming inevitable. And eventually it breaks down, and Lionel Cornier will have a chance to try and add the 2 extras. And for the Cheetahs at the moment, it's a big uphill battle because they're going to need to score 2 tries if they want to get any points out of this game. And 2 tries in 20 minutes with the man down, it's a big ask. It is a big ask. Hunter Osterloo says, good defense from the Cheetahs to make Sharks work this long. 100%. They did really well, very brave. But you did always feel like it was kind of a matter of time, and it kind of was by the end of it. Couple of changes from the Sharks now. Labuskaghni's on for Tembelani Bully. Not Bully's best game in a Sharks jersey. Bit of a quiet one from him. Solid take from the restart here. Grant Williams preparing for his first box kick of the game. And he will look to find touch, and does find touch. Good game management there from the Sharks. Not the best touch finder, but, receive the ball, drive it up, create a ruck, create the box kick, get yourself a little bit further down the park. And the Cheetahs slowing things down. They need something here. They need something to happen. Right, so Currie Cup debut here from Jean-Louis Labuskaghni. Looks very, very young. It's not a great ball for line up there from Tian Mena. Oh, that's a big hit from him. Well, welcome to the Currie Cup. As you can see the penalty. I think it's a bit of a tip tackle. So that could be the worst possible start to your Currie Cup. That's forward. Penalties only, so yeah, that was Labuskaghni. It's not the best. It's a physical start to his Currie Cup career, but a bit of a dangerous tackle on Chris Smith. So I was running for Tay, the man. Yeah, it's because he landed on his back, which is fine. But he does lift him and drive him there. So trying to sort of put a mark on the game there from the debutant. You can see the penalty, and the Cheetahs are kicked towards the corners. So Lions and Cheetahs are basically out. Yeah, pretty much. The Lions, in theory, not mathematically out, I don't think, as are the Cheetahs, but very, very unlikely. They need lots of other results to go their way if those sides want to try and sneak through. There's a bit of a line-out move here. Mozzie almost goes over. They've got a penalty advantage from the Cheetahs. They're right on the doorstep here. They can score here. They one more. And he's over. Well, the Cheetahs have hit back. So Jean-Louis Labuskaghni is not going to be a popular man in the Sharks camp. He's come on. He's conceded a penalty, and the Cheetahs have scored from it. Cheetahs with try number 3, which means that they are 1 try away from potentially getting a bonus point, and also they're now within 7. If they get this, but they're currently 7 away, so they've currently got a bonus point. If they can get the kick over and try and score another one, look, they can still win, but it's just unlikely with the numbers. But if they can get that 4th try, then at least they know they're going to be leaving with something. Cricket and rugby for Martins, as did the great Scout Berg. Gone to the left there from Fontaine. So the score remained sorry, it's actually 33. I forgot to add the extras from the Sharks there. So it's 33 points to 26. Cheetahs hitting back there. to get to first one was actually denied by Labuscagni, the man who conceded the penalty in the first place. And eventually the pick up and drive was too much. So the Cheetahs hit back. 33 points, 26, 16 minutes left in the game. Now, this is what I talk about game management. D. Sensile trying to muscle his way over. Fortain goes to the left boot. That's not a great kick from him, and he finds touch just beyond the 22. So Sharks with a decent opportunity now to try and hit back with the line out, but they haven't really. They needed more than one chance to try and get points on the board so far this second half. Ba-da-ba-da. So line win there from LaRue Roots. Can't be easy picking him up in the line out Cheetahs. I mean, he's a monster. So they started looking more already from the Sharks to get themselves up to the 22, but now comes a counter shove from the Cheetahs, so I'm sure the call will come to use it. Grant Williams is asking for the ball. He does go to a bit of a fumble there from Marius Lowe. And double over the top from Lionel Kinnear. There's space will stay in. And Tucker Abrahams. I don't think they've awarded it yet. Yeah, so they're going to check this. I mean, he had a lot of time with Tucker Abrahams. He was quite nonchalant with the way, so it was pretty easy. There's a lot of space out there, but I'm not sure he's got grounding here. Okay, Steve, check out that game, Rugby Manager. I haven't had a chance. I have had like no time at all over the past sort of week or two. So I'm trying to find a bit more time coming up with the end of the Lion series. So I want to try and see if I can try and check it out this week. I've got a little bit less time. I work 10 work shifts in a week for my other job. So it's been quite a busy time in my life. But I do want to go check it out. So maybe I'll do that this evening, actually. I think we found grounding here. There was so much space there from Lionel Kinnear. Tucker Abrahams, yeah. No issues there. So the Sharks hit back there. Good stuff there from Lionel Kinnear. There's been so much space. We know that the pace from Abrahams is very impressive. So it was coming. And now the Cheetahs' probably best chance of bonus point is trying to score that fourth try. Lionel Kinnear right up against the touchline from his right boot is looking good, and shifts to on the right-hand side. So the score will remain at 38 points to 26. 12 points in it. Right, Henko Fenta on the back of the restart there. 13 minutes left in the game. And another high-scoring Currie Cup game. Grenier with the clearance there. It's about 7 or 8 meters down on from 22. What is your other job, if I may ask? I work for a sports application called 365 Scores. Just doing part of the content team and stuff like that. Dan, you've really been busy, man, but glad to see you in good spirits after you beat you yesterday. I was just trying not to talk about it, but I'm just trying not to think about it. Just don't take me down that dark road that is the Sigma Lions at the moment. But United won yesterday and the Springboks won. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as good old Meatloaf used to sing. And it's a skew line out there from the Cheetahs, which is really frustrating. It was a nice chance then to try and get themselves back into the match. But, yeah, that's not a good put in there from Louis van der Westhuizen. Who's sport in Super Rugby? These days, nobody. to be brutally honest. Here he comes. Robert Everson. Well, 8 years, I think, since the last time we saw Robert Everson on the park for the Cheetahs, but he is on. So if you're talking about Super Rugby currently, I don't have a team. I'm kind of sort of struggling to find a reason to watch it. I mean, it's decent rugby, but I'm not invested in it, I wouldn't say. It obviously was the Was the Lions. So if you're talking about like locally, it's the Lions. I'm a Lions supporter. Cornelia dab over the top of the back of the scrum for Thakia Abrams. It's a really good kick there from Lionel Cornelia. And that's good game management. Just putting the Cheetahs back, putting them under pressure. They've just had a skew line out. So put them under pressure at the set piece time. Most of the Springboks are overseas. Yeah, so I'm a Lions supporter locally. These days, support Blues if Bull's not there. Yeah, I think I'd find it really hard to like dedicate myself to a team. I mean, I can't support an Australian side. I can't do that. I cannot be supporting Australians. And even the Kiwis, it's difficult. They're the big rivals. And I sort of say I'm a Blues fan. Like, no. Because I always used to like go after people who were like Blues fans because they would support them instead of a South African fan. South African team. Oh, that's a big hit from Jeremy Ward. Cheetahs being driven back here. They've got possession off the line out. Oh, and he's gone off his feet. Oh, he's won a penalty, actually. So it's Dan Eustace on the park, and it's another penalty to the Sharks. So they can kick to the corner and have another go off the back of the lineup. This is where it gets a bit messy from the Cheetahs. It's a big hit here from Jeremy Ward. So Emerson gets his first touch, and with it, he is absolutely smashed. Welcome back, chap. Welcome back. Well, Achilles, you'll be very pleased to know I've downloaded it. So I'm going to get involved. I'm going to go see what we're doing. Going to maybe spend some time after this because I'm not going to be doing the Pumas versus Western Province game. Got to do a bit of running around and stuff like that. But maybe I'll catch it towards the end and get involved in my rugby manager. We'll have good old Steve Erasmus. Right, so it's on the 5-meter line here from the Sharks. Dan Eustace will put the ball in. Richardson is off the park. Straight to Emil van Heerden at the front of the lineout. And Dan Eustace peels with the back. It's a big hit on him from the Cheetahs who are straight over and they've won a penalty on the ground. That's really, really good work. It's Andisa Nsila. Of course it's Andisa Nsila. He's so good over the ground. I'll tell you what, as a Lions fan, I would go after Andisa Nsila. We've got lots of loose forwards, but at the moment, a bit of a loose forward crisis. And I think his experience, although he's also got a bit of an injury record, which is the problem, but he makes a huge hit over there, huge hit on him there from, I think it's Mhlani Mosi, and Andisa Nsila straight over the top of the ball. Cheetahs winning the penalty. They've kicked themselves up towards just before the 10-meter line, their own 10-meter line. They'll have to put in the line out. So when the comes a mauler themselves from the Cheetahs, who've got 9 minutes to try and get themselves to the upper end of the park. Well, they've got a penalty advantage, so they're doing things right here so far to try and get that. Mayer uses it, goes to the top, there's ran for 10, tips over the top for Clayton Blomekes, who has won it back. So up to the 10-meter, but it's jackled on the ground by Dan Eustace, so we'll go back for the penalty. 40 subs to go. Yeah, we're getting there. 39 technically, or that might even go down back to things. So yeah, if you guys are watching, feel free to help the journey here. Kevin says that you play first team for your school opposition. I didn't play first team. I was quite small in school. I grew at varsity actually. I wasn't a great rugby player. I played fly half for up to second team. We were a small school though, and then I moved to hockey when I was in grade 11 when I was 17. And I played first in matric for hockey. So I actually didn't play first team rugby at school. I played a little bit at varsity where I played more as a loose forward after I was a little bit bigger. It was a bit of a... I wasn't allowed to go and say, listen, can I be your overweight fly half when there was no when there was no bulk as one of the biggest players in the team. But yeah, I played in the back line at school because I was one of the few people who could catch, kick, and pass a ball. So it's a very good Maul defense so from here. Victor Sikete is begging for a penalty, but it's not coming. So Tian Meyer does have to use it. Clayton Blomekes inside. Can the Cheetahs do something special? And by that, I just mean probably get a point out of the game, to be honest, or 2 points, I suppose. Oh, it's a horrible pass there from Chris Smith. They're one try away from a bonus point, from getting 4 tries. And that could also put them close to getting within 7. So they've still got a little bit to play for here, the Cheetahs, as they're desperately trying to keep their Currie Cup hopes alive. Penalty advantage, pick up and go. So Sharks, we see a couple of back-to-back penalties. Oh, ball at the top has got Shane a touch. We'll go back for the penalty. Are you monetized with YouTube yet? I am, which is why you can send a super chat. You can join the members club and stuff like that. So we are monetized. So if you're anyways watching and would like to become a part of the members club, you can check the link in the pinned comment. Get yourself a little badge next to your name. Achilles, I'm getting quite excited about this. I want to go and build my stadium after this game. Maybe build like a Fortress Ellis. Right, so 7 minutes to go. I'm about 20 seconds ahead. So the Cheetahs, if they can score this, that's a bonus point for them. So the Sharks, and for the rest of the sides trying to get into that top 4, they need the Sharks to try and defend well here. And it's gone straight down, and it's a penalty. I think we're going to have a yellow card here from the Sharks. And it's the captain, Henko Fenter. Right, well, 14 against 14 for the final 6 minutes. Well, the Cheetahs could score, yeah. This game could actually still be alive, to be honest. I mean, I know we've been writing off the Cheetahs a little bit because of the one-man advantage, but they're now 40-14. They've sort of picked up their socks a bit in the last 10 minutes, and if they score now, you could almost have game on. And you've got to think that the Sharks have to contest the line. They don't. It's another good take from Victor Sekikete. Big early shove on here from the Sharks. Free kick advantage for numbers, so it's a short time advantage. You don't hear that too much these days. Until you see that picks up and goes. And it's a penalty, another penalty from the Sharks. Double blow. I think the Sharks are actually going to go down to 13 here. Oh, well, there we go. Emil van Heerden has been shown the yellow card. So, well, this became very, very interesting. So there's 2 yellow cards now for the Sharks as Emil van Heerden goes into the bin. Another penalty, 5 minutes left. It's probably a little bit too late for the victory, but the Cheetahs are definitely on here to try and get a bonus point where you can get 2 bonus points. So you get some cash, build a whole new stadium, build a whole lot of other buildings. You can join my guild. When your stadium is level 6, you can build a guild hall and join us. Fantastic. It's like Clash of Clans. We used to play Clash of Clans. I got Clash of Rugby Clans. Once you build strategy building, you must create your own strategy from scratch. Pick the type of game team you must play. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to get involved in this. Maybe we can get this. Maybe we can get them involved and can sponsor the channel. Interesting idea there. Right, we have a scrum now from the Cheetahs, who smelling a little bit of blood with the Sharks down to 13 men. Well, the entire perfection of the game has just been flipped on its head, with the Sharks conceding back-to-back penalties and with it 2 yellow cards. So the Cheetahs, with a man advantage this time, will have a scrum on the 20 on just before the 5 meter, with a chance to try and get themselves within 7, get themselves a bonus point. Try so they can still get something out of the game from the Cheetahs. If they can score quickly and get to the other side, then they could even potentially look for a bit of a snatch of victory here, which would be massive. A 5-point victory would be huge from them. It's gone straight down. It's available though, so no penalty advantage. Mossy breaks with the back, gets away from 1. Jamie Ward makes the tackle, but the offload makes away. It's a big tackle from Labaskakni. It's messy. The Sharks, well, the Cheetahs are right to the 5 meter. Pick up and go. That's a good leg drive. They're going to hold him up. It has been held up. It's good defense from the Sharks. Good work from the Cheetahs there as well. Time off. So, well, the Cheetahs are really having a go right at the end here. They keep desperately trying to keep their Currie Cup chances alive. If they don't get any points this game, that's probably them out. But if they can snatch it, I think it's probably too late to snatch a victory with 4 minutes left. But they can definitely try and get 2 points out of this, and 2 points will sort of, they've got a game in hand, still have a game in hand after this. They've only played 8 matches. So, 2 points gets them on to 21. If the right results go their way, and they win the rest of the games, they could sneak into the semi-finals. It's unlikely, but they could still sneak into the semi-finals. Right, so another... Matthew Dixon says the Sharks should have gone for 3 points when they went for the corner. I agree. I think as soon as when they Cheetahs scored that try and then they had that penalty, they should have taken the 3 points and gone say, cool, 41-26. You guys aren't coming back here. Look, I don't think that it's a big scrum there from the Cheetahs. It's gone straight up. Penalty. It's another penalty to the Cheetahs. Well, another scrum like that, and we could be talking about penalty try situations, and they could potentially then receive a kickoff and have 2 minutes to try and create something special. So the time is running down here from the Cheetahs. Probably too late. If they've just done this at about the 60-minute mark, it could have been a bit of an interesting game. Look, a lot of credit to the Cheetahs who have really woken up and come through. James Fent is on, by the way. I forgot to mention that he's on the park as well. They're a man down at the scrum here are the Sharks. Marius Lowe is on the side. But there's still a man down and a man down with the thing. That's a very solid scrum there from the Sharks. The Cheetahs will have to use it. Tian Meyer goes himself, gets wrapped up, gets the ball away from Sensational. He's driving hard, desperately trying to force him back. The ball's gone. It's a penalty advantage, and I think we could even see, I tell you what, there could be another yellow card in the Sharks' horizon if they don't clean this up. But I think running out of time to keep going for the scrums here are the Cheetahs. They're probably going to have to pick up and go. Gio Pocamela's got the ball with him. He does pick up and go. They're right on the doorstep here are the Cheetahs. And the Sharks need some big defense here. Big defense. That's a big hit on Ansila. 2 points if they could score this try here from the Cheetahs. Renato Fortain goes himself. Oh, it's a smash as he's going down to ground. Quick ball. It's loose. Robert Emerson. Emerson is over. Well, there we go. That's how you do it. Robert Emerson is over. Welcome back. They had the space. They're just a case of whether they're going to be able to get the ball out. It was a messy ball, but he picks it up and he goes. They're within 7, so they'll probably just go for the drop goal. Although it's quite an important kick. A converted try will level the scores, but if they can get the kick here and receive the kickoff, they could try and go for a try to actually win the match. So we could almost all of a sudden have a game here. So Renato Fortain, you don't have a lot of time yet, chap. So Fortain, you can't stuff around it. It's 30 seconds. He's got to try and slot this, otherwise they can't win. But they can still draw. Right, big kick. Is the win on? It's not on. It's not on. Right, so the Cheetahs can't win the match. They've currently got 2 points, though. They're within 7. If they score, they can go level and get a draw. There will be a kickoff. The siren has gone, so that is the end of the game. But Stuart Berry is not having it, so the Sharks will kick this deep. So the Sharks will kick this nice and deep, but it's very, very big 2 points there from the Cheetahs, unless the Sharks win a penalty. Yeah, so he goes very flat from Lionel Cornier. The Cheetahs do pick it up. If they can see the penalty, though, the Sharks can kick their way. They can take a 3-pointer, for example. It's been knocked back from the Cheetahs. They can kick a 3-pointer and deny them a losing bonus point. They'll still get a bonus point for the 4 tries. Knock on there from the Sharks. So the Cheetahs don't want this game, that knock on to be taken. Otherwise, it will be the end of the game. But they've got a long way to go. They're still inside the 22. Smith's going very lateral, runs into Takia Abrahams, gets the offload away. Still can't get themselves out the 22, can the Cheetahs. Fuller running, here comes Clayton Blommetjies. Pocamela makes a bit of a break. He's looking for support. The Sharks come with a counter shove. but the Cheetahs still have it. That's a very good line break there. Henkes van Veek there making a bit of a gap there. Clayton Blomeke is sitting in first receiver all the time, trying and create something a bit special. Oh, it's a penalty to the Sharks. It's a penalty to the Sharks. Now, what do the Sharks do here? One imagines they've got to go for poles and just make sure they kick it up. They can just tap it and go, but they will give Cheetahs a losing bonus point. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. They won't get another point if they go, but they can deny the Cheetahs an extra point. So the Cheetahs, yeah, they go off. So they're not worried about that. The Cheetahs will take their 2 losing bonus points. The Sharks will take all 5 points. So it's a very important win from the Sharks. You made hard work of it despite going down, having the 1-man advantage for quite a long time, but then going down to 13 men and still staying in it. So that is the full-time score down in Durban, 38 points to 31. Sharks versus the Cheetahs. Thank you very much for hanging out on your Sundays. Thanks, Stephen. Have a rest next weekend. Yeah, so at this stage, I'm trying to see what time is the game on Wednesday. I might be with Sea Hoppers too. I probably won't see you guys on Wednesday for live watch-alongs. I'll try and see. I need to check my work schedule. And if I don't see you on Wednesday, then I probably won't see you at all next weekend. Taking a bit of a weekend off, celebrating my birthday, having a couple of beers. So Lakanya will be with you at this stage for the Springbok game. So don't worry. Just because I won't be here doesn't mean we won't be operating. I might be doing the New Zealand versus Australia game. We have to wait and see. So I might see you guys next weekend, but I will see you tonight. And I will see you throughout the entire week. We'll be live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday as well. Thank you very much. Cool Achilles. I'll definitely do that. Please do keep well. Smash like on the video. Go check out manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with the code FOREVER. Please go and support them because they are big supporters of the channel. But yeah, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you guys all tonight for a bit of a chat.